back, for blacks to be in the back of the bus, for women to be back in the kitchen, for gays to be back in the closet, and for immigrants to be on their side of the border. Joining me now to discuss, Jason Johnson, Chief Political Correspondent for Politic 365 and Hiram College Political Science Professor, and Ross Douthat, CNN contributor and New York Times op-ed columnist. Welcome to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning. I guess what surprised me about the most was that the pastor said that during a church service on Easter Sunday, Jason.
It's not surprising. Look, don't we remember Reverend Wright? Obama apparently likes going to churches that are somewhat controversial. And none of this is new. I mean, the Republicans need to stop pretending. You know what Republicans remind me of when it comes to this issue? Sort of like a guy with really bad breath who keeps saying the reason I can't get a date is because he doesn't dress well. No, it's because of what's coming out of your mouth. The Republican Party gets criticized because of what they're actually saying. So these kinds of comments are going to keep coming until they actually change what they're doing.
Yeah, but Ross, must they be criticized on Easter Sunday?
I mean, I guess I'd agree that I don't actually have a problem with it. I think that this is sort of a normal part of American religion and always has been. I think it should be a little bit uncomfortable for liberals who spent a lot of debates about 10 years ago arguing that any kind of mixing of religion and politics constituted a dangerous march towards theocracy. I think from that point of view, if that's your perspective, then you should be troubled by the fact that the president is sitting there at Easter Sunday hearing political sermons. But frankly, you know, there's a long history of this in American life. I think liberal Christians have every right to go after conservative Christians and vice versa. And I think it's more just a reminder that liberals are only against the mixture of religion and politics when it's conservatives doing the mixing.
I have to agree with Ross, Jason. It's like it's Easter Sunday.
Look, I don't necessarily think it's appropriate. I certainly wouldn't have wanted to hear that on Easter Sunday. I'm concerned about marshmallow peeps and eggs, you know, but I think Barack Obama, we shouldn't be surprised. This is the kind of thing he does all the time. He was at a church where he heard these sorts of fiery sermons for 20-something years.
Speaking of peeps and Easter eggs, we've got to interrupt, Jason, and I'm sorry, because the president and the first family, you see him on the balcony there at the White House. The Easter egg roll is about to begin. Let's listen a moment and hear what they say.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave.
That was outstanding.
That was terrific. There was no lip sync in there. Let's listen to the president.
Jessica Sanchez, everybody give her a big round of applause. Kid President, give Kid President a big round of applause. The Easter Bunny is here. Give Easter Bunny a big round of applause. It is wonderful to see all of you, and I just want to say welcome. You guys brought the great weather. It was a little shaky this morning, but all of you did a great job sending a message upstairs, and now we've got beautiful weather. I now want to introduce the star of the Obama family, my wife, the First Lady, Michelle Obama.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Kid President. Robbie Novak, isn't he wonderful? Robbie, we're so proud to have you here. You have been so inspiring. I can't imagine that there's anyone who hasn't seen your video, right? And you make us all want to work hard and be better, that's right? So you're going to spend a little time in the Oval Office just fixing things up for this president, aren't you? All right, well, it's good to have you here. And it's great to have everyone here this morning. We are so excited. The Easter egg roll is the biggest event that we have here on the South Lawn of the White House each year. Today, we're going to have more than 30,000 people who will pass through this yard in celebration of nutrition and health and activity. And we could not do this if it were not for all of our wonderful volunteers, our staff, all of the terrific performers and athletes who have taken time out of their lives and their busy days to make this important. So we need to give all of them a round of applause for all their hard work. Yes, indeed. So today we want you to have a great time. We want you to run around. We want you to go over and see the White House garden. We want you to learn about making tasty, healthy food. We're going to come down and do some Easter egg roll. We're going to read some stories. But overall, we want you guys to have a good time and keep moving and be healthy. And kids, eat your vegetables, okay? All right, you all take care. We'll see you down there. Bye-bye. Thank you.
See, it's not just about hunting for Easter eggs. It's also about staying healthy, although I admit that a part of me just wants it to be about finding Easter eggs, Jason Johnson.
Yeah,
I'll lay that one on you.
And marshmallow peeps. That's what's important.
I'm just concerned about, the mixture of religion and politics, the Easter Bunny up there. What kind of message are we sending?
Exactly. Here he comes.
The Easter Bunny
this pagan
theocracy is...
It looks like the Easter Bunny needs help getting down the stairs. He's a little heavy, a little paunchy there at the...
Well, it is. There's a message about obesity here, too, right? I mean, Michelle Obama, what kind of, we want a cautionary tale with the Easter Bunny.
Well, actually, I do think it's terrific that, I mean, I don't know if it was an idle threat that the Easter egg roll would be canceled for budgetary reasons, but everybody seems to be glad it is on.
Yes, well, it's the sort of Washington Monument phenomenon, where whenever budget cuts are threatened, the first thing somebody says is, we're going to have to close down the Washington Monument. But the reality is that there is no scenario in which a White House with any interest in political symbolism or politics in general would actually end up canceling the